And welcome in, Jims and Jimmets, to another exciting edition of No Substitute for Sports. It's season 2, episode 2. That's how we're gonna start doing this now. Season 2 from when? When did the first season end?
I
Who
like
knows?
it.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna try and stay organized. My name's Nick Johnston. Welcome in, everybody. This is, like you said, season 2, episode 2 of No Substitute for Sports. Check us out every single week. We're gonna do this as long as I don't have dogs games and all that stuff. It's cooling down. It's cooling down. The season's cooling down. But we're getting back into it. Ready to rock and roll. Mikey J Fat Cat, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. It was a fun day. Little bags tournament at
Ooh.
work afterwards. Got cooked in the first round by my brother, but it's all a fun time regardless. A beautiful day outside.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah,
Got a
how
little
was
hot.
yours,
Got
man?
a little hot, got a little steamy. We're just chilling. We're just chilling at the school today, getting some stuff organized. There's something called the Silver Dome Awards. We do it for, just stuff with it, just stuff to submit, stuff I've actually pulled stuff from here, from the show, trying to get an award, get a little something to add on the resume type deal. So
Super
just
cool.
just getting the production side of things going here and there. But that's been that. Watching the trade deadline. That's what we'll getting into today. We're gonna be talking about what we've been watching lately, the trade deadline, got a little Hard Knocks Bears, our NFC Word Association game, and if we got some time, we got the SummerSlam. WWE SummerSlam is right around the corner this Saturday. From Cleveland, fun times in Cleveland again, still Cleveland. Yeah, let's go. So it'll be good. It'll be a fun time. It's gonna be a great episode. But yeah, it was just what have we been watching lately? We went ahead. We're gonna do a Deadpool Wolverine, not spoil. It's gonna be spoiler free, a somewhat spoiler free review there as well. So that's what we've been watching. But have you been? We also got the Olympics going on. Have you been watching any Olympics there, Mikey guy?
I've seen bits and pieces when I can, watching. And my brother was mentioning it too, watching like a water polo the other day. Like it's just it's so funny just watching the random sports on the Olympics. I was watching ping pong. It's so crazy how fast they
The
do
ping
that
pong,
stuff.
how
And
fast it is. The badminton duel. I was watching dual badminton because I was watching Snoop Dogg do a quick play by play of it. So that was pretty funny. Uh, Earlier today, we were like I said at the school. We were watching a little bit of rugby, so that was cool.
oh, they're crazy.
And then a little bit of is it? I think it was judo, jujitsu, where they were just grappling. They were just grappling, so there was no obviously no striking. I think
Okay.
so. We were watching a little bit of that, and then just highlighting because I was trying to pull some stuff yesterday, but it's very hard to pull uneven bars gymnastics clips for the radio. So I was watching it, trying to pull it for that for my job, but it wasn't worth it. So I was like, so that was my attempt at watching, I guess, gymnastics to some degree. I I went from I do this every time, going from I'm not I go from I'm not gonna watch it. I don't go out of my way to watch it. It's just not in my wheelhouse. I'm still watching baseball, even though my White Sox are 50 games below 500. That's cool.
Yeah.
But it's just not, again, who has the fastest breaststroke isn't really in my who cares range. I'll catch it if it's on if it's a good enough highlight on Twitter and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
I'm really not going out of my way out to watch it necessarily,
yeah,
but if I'm working at home and I can throw it on or
yeah.
something,
There
I'll
are
have it on the
just because there
background.
are some people that have been around. They're like, "Whoa, you're not watching the Olympics." I'm just like, no, I've never really been ha ha hoorah, let's do this. But the only thing that did get me pumped, I'm sure maybe you saw it, was when Michael Phelps was watching that one Australian lady saying, "Oh, I'm glad he's retired. Won't be hearing the Star Spangled Banner anymore," or something like that during this. And he's like, "Oh, that should add a flyer to everyone else's flame right now." I'm like, you know what? Goddamn right, a little bit. Uh, so
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
it's always fun, just because sometimes the Olympics should be all about the games, but then there's the introductory part that everyone had a cow over,
Yeah.
to a certain degree, rightfully so. I'll leave it at that. Uh, yeah, but yeah, I guess that's so far what we've been watching. I just was telling you, I just got into the Bear on Hulu. It's I keep messing with my girlfriend when we're watching it. Watching, I go, "I'm the bear. I'm the bear. I'm the bear." Like there's no like no intro music really. It's just
There's also no bears.
yeah, yeah. It's interesting. I'll also say that I don't want to go too hardcore into it. I know this kind of what you were saying. It's a little mixed. I hear some people going like, "Oh, you got to watch this. It's really good." I I don't. The storyline is okay. I enjoy the high anxiety moments of them just constantly yelling. Maybe that's just kind of reflection of what I'm used to around in my own household to a certain extent. It's not that. That's literally the I don't want to spoil again. Don't want to spoil it. There's a Christmas episode where it's just yelling. Everyone's yelling all the time because it's Christmas and it's holidays and the holiday season. That's just literally yelling to the upteenth degree. But that stuff was good. But then there's also like really extended scenes of them just what was good in one scene, now they just overdo it where they just slowly, slowly zoom in while someone's talking forever about whatever, and you're just like, can't you just serve food? Come on, do something fast, do something high anxiety again. So it's just like, some parts are make up for it, others are okay. To each their own. It's I'm still invested into it. It's only been like 2 days and we're already on season three. They're very
Oh wow.
it's very ingestible, digestible.
It's very binge worthy.
Yeah, yeah, I'll go that route as word that word too. So check it out, I suppose. Give it a shot. I know you said you saw up to season. You watched the first season.
Yeah, I did watch some of it with my brother. From what we saw, I thought it was fun, and it's cool seeing the Chicago elements and stuff to the show too. That's what a lot of people say. They got to watch it for the Chicago stuff in it and stuff.
Yeah.
But
They
so it's
that's not really yeah, I mean, there's a ton of shots of it. They really like that one building where it's like the two white tall buildings with the cars in it, and like it's also turns into apartment building. They
yeah.
love that one side. They love the Chicago River. Uh, but
So
you know
it's
that
cool seeing shots
yeah,
of the city and stuff all the time, and it's a
yeah.
great show. It's from what I saw, it was pretty intriguing. I haven't watched the other seasons, but we'll have to get back into it at some point.
Character development is slowly getting there. I'm just glad I've picked it up now so that I can kind of not have to wait and get through that whole waiting period with this because that I don't know if I would have been able to get through that. It kind of would have put me off maybe
Yeah,
after the yeah, I don't know.
that waiting can do a number on you. I've been waiting for
I
the new
know it's
Stranger Things now for like I feel like it's been 3 years since the
I
last
know.
season came out.
These guys are gonna be elderly. They're gonna be
Yeah,
cashing.
all the kids are just gonna be like adults now
They're gonna
at
be
this
cashing
point.
social security checks by the time this one comes out. Come on now. Um, but yeah, yeah. I don't think is there anything else we're watching lately? I don't think there's really. Yeah, well, like I said, we'll kind of get into Hard Knocks. The Bears is coming up. The season finale is tonight as we're recording of
Oh
the
wow.
Giants off season, which it's going to cap off pretty cool. I don't know if you saw the fourth episode. It was just kind
I've
of it was
seen all of them, yeah.
okay, cool, cool. So it was kind of a little bit of a tease of a season of episode four. Nothing really happening, just kind of leading up to the draft,
Yeah, I
and
thought
then
they were gonna show it in the episode. I was like, of course, they're
yeah.
really gonna make us
Yeah,
wait.
exactly. So you got the credit music right at the end. You're like, damn it. How are they going to draft Malik Neighbors now? Fuck. How do I? So obviously tonight, or it might have already premiered. It might be premiering right now as we're talking. I think as right around 7ish. So
Dun, 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 dun.
yeah, there you go. uh, but yeah, it should be good. I've been enjoying the season as of now. Just like I said, I think we just we discussed that last week where it's been nice to see those other conversations where we haven't seen them just yet. So that's been pretty cool overall.
For sure.
But
Yeah,
how
it's
about
cool.
Deadpool? How about Deadpool and Wolverine?
Oh yeah, that was a sight to be seen this weekend. I mean, that was the end all be all I feel like being talked about right now, and
Oh, absolutely.
it was a
I'll let you take the reins on this one. What were your thoughts? Did it live up to your hype? Obviously, I think this was fantastic. But just take it away. Like I said, if you want, Spoilers, just viewers be mindful. I don't know, we'll leave it at that. If something slips, it slips. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was really fun. It's a great addition to the Deadpool series, adding on to the MCU. There's some things of the movie I feel like most like people won't understand if you didn't watch certain things leading up to this, like Loki, the TV series on Disney Plus played a big part into this movie, and I guess going forward, but it's just like if you didn't watch that series at all, you have really no idea who like the TVA are or like this is like just stuff about the multiverse that's involved in this film. Like there's this big dragon monster that's in this void that's in the Loki show too. And like Deadpool says it in one of the scenes. He's like, "Oh, that thing from Loki, episode 5, season 1." So it's like just to let people know where it's from. But it's a I thought the Loki show was great. It was honestly one of the best MCU things they've done in the past couple of years. So if you haven't seen that, you should check it out. It ends pretty well too. It's a very well done show. But yeah, that's all in the Deadpool overall was great. That doesn't really play too much of a part into it, but just seeing Deadpool and Wolverine together, their two dynamics, Deadpool constantly cracking jokes and the badass Wolverine, Hugh Jackman doing what he does. I mean, it was a very fun movie, and I think if you're a comic book fan or if you enjoy Marvel, you'll definitely enjoy this. So you should for sure check it out. A lot of surprises, a lot of cameos that turn into like supporting roles in the movie. Like I don't even think they're cameos. They play kind of a big part near the end. So there's definitely some cameos that pop up just
Yeah.
for a little bit, but
Some are done tastefully, others are kind of just one off, and then it's cool. But yeah, overall pretty solid with those.
for sure. It's a great job with the cameos and good job overall with the film. You know, the story is obviously not, I don't think it's the strongest in the three Deadpool movies that have
No.
come out. Like, I think I've been more emotionally attached in like the first two films than this one, but they just do a great job overall with it regardless. So it's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, yeah. I thought again, I thought a lot of things were done well, done in the way that only a Deadpool movie could really do. Only Deadpool can really get away with certain things like this. Yeah, exactly that. The cameos were fine, and for me, got a huge pop out of a ton of them. Which, and again, I'm glad I didn't read into or didn't see any spoilers,
Yeah.
hardcore spoilers, because again, these the other characters that I feel like I am spoiling it anyways, but it's it's kind of up there anyways. At this point, a
Yeah,
lot of
it
people already
really
have
is all
seen it.
over social media now.
Yeah, exactly. Just those those particular group, I got a big pop of. Those were some of my favorite characters and some of my favorite movies that have happened. Just enjoying it overall. But exactly what you said. Was it the strongest like storyline? No. At the end of the day, I also got to pull it back a little bit and be like, yeah, it's got to be still obtainable for a child to get to a certain again to a certain degree because there's coarse language in it and just such strong violence. But we saw as many adults as there were there. There's probably just as many like teens and young adults or kids in there as
Yeah.
well. So
They're like
it
truly implementing Deadpool into the MCU now, so you
yeah.
got to kind of hone it down just a little bit with that stuff.
Yeah. So there,
But I
yeah,
can
yeah. All I mean, it had me cracking just about every time there was a fourth wall joke. When they say like this will be the most fun you have at the theater, I think so. I think this has been one of the funnier movies when it just overall like just put your feet up and enjoy it. Type movies like just for an hour for however long it was.
for
Just yeah,
sure.
just enjoy the fun fight. Enjoy the fun fight scenes. Enjoy the excuse me, enjoy the comedy from Ryan Reynolds and the Deadpool character, and enjoy honestly Hugh Jackman for the seriousness that had to counter the comedy that was Ryan Reynolds in being Deadpool. It was nice and it was good, and he put his whole ass into it, which was pretty good, which was pretty awesome to see. So, um, overall, like we said, just fun. Go see it. Very much worth your time. Our buddy's already seen it a couple times. Have you just saw it just the one time so far? Have you seen
I
it more?
only saw it the one time, but
Okay.
I do want to see it one more time just because we saw it in 3D the first time, so I do want to just see it just
regular
just
D.
normally. But yeah, I'm sure it won't affect it that much visually, but
No, I don't think so.
I still just want to see it one more time.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was, I think, again, just to piggyback a little bit. My parents went and saw it, and I already in my mind, I'm like, they're not gonna get everything because my mom and dad don't watch the
Yeah.
Loki series, and they don't have no idea what the special agents of the Shield are. They don't watch the MCU stuff. They haven't even seen. I don't think my dad has seen the other prior Deadpool movies. So did it take away from them, like, needing to see 3 4 other movies and another multiverse series? No, but if you just go in there and want to laugh, you can do that. If you want to
Yeah.
go in there for the sake of the storyline and the Broyles just tied it up, you can do that. Uh, but it's I think that's funny either way. I think it's cool. Was it a pain? Yeah, a little bit, but overall, I enjoyed it. I would recommend any which way. Deadpool, Wolverine, go see it. And again, and then stick around for the closing credits. Cool.
Yeah, good cap off to everything. A little um
Yeah.
just go farewell to the old Fox
Yeah,
movies, old
the 20th
Fox Marvel.
century. Yeah.
So it's just cool. It's just all it was all very cool. Yeah, and
Yeah.
you'll love it. So yeah, like you said, you just want to see action. They have great action scenes, great comedy throughout the film, and you'll love it just for that alone. So
If there is one spoiler I'll give up and just tip my cap to, I did enjoy the PSA about the whole multiverse thing. It's just like, hey guys, we fought like we it's somewhere down the line we messed it up and made it not cool. So that was funny. That was cool. Again, I won't say when, where that is. But eventually down the line it does happen. And
even
it
just like Deadpool telling Wolverine, like you're joining the MCU at a pretty low point right now, and like
yeah.
just like stuff like that. Like
Yeah, just
it's
shit
good
like
that
that.
even they can be self-deprecating to
Yeah.
themselves. And
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of stuff like that. If you keep up with it, you're gonna enjoy it. There's a lot of other like Easter egg, stuff with Easter egg, comic book stuff, just visual stuff that you can go around and see. And again, I would get into it, but it kind of gets into a couple spoilers, so I don't want to. So
for sure.
definitely do it. Definitely go watch it. Worth the time. Worth seeing it in 3D. Worth seeing it in regular D. All that fun jazz. Go support your local movie theater.
Yeah, go
Uh,
to the theater. Damn it.
yeah, Greg Marcus is relying on. And don't just go to don't just go to the theater for a movie. Enjoy it for your
No.
local sports team.
Yeah, if you guys ever want to watch a Sox game or Bulls, Bears, anything, go to Marcus Theaters.
Yeah.
It's
I'm sorry, and I know it's my like taking a not taking a direct shot at the Marcus Theaters, but that is just so funny. I'm my friend. If you suggested to me, hey, you want to go to the theater? Then we can go catch the game. You're like, yeah, what do we want to go see? No, no, no. We're just gonna get some rum and cokes, and we're just gonna go watch the Sox at the theater. Okay, all right, yeah,
yeah,
for
I'll
sure.
pay for the Uber.
Yeah,
Go to
dude.
the theater.
The bar looks nice. It looks really, really good.
I'll give them that. Yeah.
There you go. Take it.
That's
Let's get into the trade deadline. Um, there was so much going on. Why was it the blockbuster trades? Was it the humongous names? No, that all went down. But there were a ton of moves that were made by the South Side that we need to get into. A couple key moves by the Cubs we didn't get into. We'll talk about that and all the big moves in between. Thoughts on Randy or even Randy Arozarena, Justin Turner going to the Mariners, Jazz Chisholm going to the Yankees, Jack Flaherty and a ton of others going to the Dodgers, Brian De La Cruz going to the Pirates, Trevor Rogers and a couple other slew of people going to the Phillies. But yeah, I mean, we got to start with, is it bigger news that Crochet and Luis Robert stayed, or is it bigger news that Eloy and Tanner Banks, Paul DeYoung, Tommy Pham, Kopech, and Fetty all went? Yeah, I'll let you choose. Let you choose our starting point right there with the White Sox. So, what was your bigger takeaway? What are your thoughts, feelings right now as a White Sox fan, there, Mikey?
um I guess I have to say I wasn't surprised by any of the trades. I guess what you say I'm more surprised that we kept Luis and Crochet, which I'm happy that we did because I mean, like one of the big Twitter I think Bob Nightingale is his name. I know he's one of the guys that tweets about the trades and stuff. He was saying Crochet was probably getting dealt today and Robert was staying. So that I was waiting all day for the Crochet
I was dreading
notification.
that too. When my buddy came up to me, he goes, "Yeah, left-handed pitcher going," and they named the name. I'm like, "You can't do that to me, bud. You gotta say the name first."
Yeah, like I saw Fetty, and then I was seeing like Banks and Eloy and all of them, Paul DeJong and all of this stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm still, and it just kept getting closer and closer to the deadline, and I was just like, Crochet still hasn't been traded, and then they said for sure, yeah, Robert was gonna get traded, so I'm very happy that they end up keeping both. I mean, that's a pitcher and like a really good bat. It's like two really good things to have. You keep two studs in those positions. And I know Luis has had some injury issues in the like recently, but I think he's still such a really star-studded player when he's good. He's doing very well. And Crochet obviously proved himself this year. I mean, he's just had a hell of a year. He was leading the league in strikeouts. I mean, it's just you
I think he
can't beat
leads. I
that.
think he also leads the league in ERA, if I'm not mistaken. But
Wow.
I might be wrong. I
E-
could check all that stats right now,
yeah,
honestly.
either way, still great stats from them. And I mean, we were saying that anyone else was on the table. And I think that's we were saying that for a while. And I mean, really was, and that was the case. They traded all their guys that have been, they've had their strides this season. Tommy Pham and Eric Fetty and DeJong, and I mean, they've played well in certain parts, and they're able to get some value from them. And trading Kopech, trading Eloy, these guys that just aren't working out, and that we're still able to get something for them is nice. And it's obviously not the most pretty thing when you trade these players that are going to start probably for guys that are going to be in your farm system or whatever, training and getting ready. But it's just what you got to do sometimes. And we know that the Sox are pretty bad in the position they're in. So you got to take these chances on young players. They have a pretty bad farm system, like you were saying before. So if they can just build that up and get better prospects and maybe just build a better future. At least that's just a step in some right direction, and we could still have our fun with these two really good players on our team at least. So it's just nice having stars like them and at least getting something for these other guys that we expected to get traded anyway. So
Yeah, no, the big takeaways for sure are just, yeah, as a fan, I definitely enjoy seeing Garrett and Luis stay. Just reading all the headlines and kind of just sifting through fan takeaways and other, media people. Um, I was also up in the air. It was kind of tough seeing, anyways. Garrett putting that whole notion like, oh, if I get traded, I better get an extension. That whole thing brought a can of worms for some teams that set them aside. They didn't want that. They got scared immediately from some of that. I guess they didn't want to call their bluff. Didn't work out. I hope the only thing from that is I hope the White Sox extend him. The one writer that I saw, I forgot the name. I wish I took it, but it's just one of those things where I saw it and I got so annoyed that I just put it in my
just
memory
close
to
your
way be
phone
it.
out. Like,
Yeah,
oh
I
my
was just like,
God.
oh, the Garrett's basically his selfishness of wanting to get an extension, just cost the White Sox a haul. It's those buzzwords, dude. A haul, fleeced. Just hearing that shit this time of year. Where was the
Overpay, like
haul?
overpay,
Yeah,
all
overpay.
the all
Exactly.
the words that people will always just
Yeah, just it's
say
just the shit.
anything.
Yeah, exactly like that. I don't know what haul. I don't know what inside report of where he was supposed to go for what. If he goes to the Orioles, he's gonna where the White Sox were gonna get Jackson Holiday and everybody else, and you know, uh, I can't even think. You know, Babe
Bring
Ruth's
it.
Babe Ruth's son's cousin or something like that, or everything else in between. So, um, Everything it's fine with me. As the fan in me, I'm fine with Garrett and Luis staying. I will have no we were saying this earlier again, we'll have no ill will towards any player that has gone between the Eloy trade, Tanner Banks, Paul DeYoung, Tommy Pham, Kopech, Eric Fetty, all going to teams that are going to be worth a shit, doing something most likely come postseason time. So, I mean, that's awesome for them. I mean, to a guy like Tommy Pham who just came in there, came into what Frank Thomas was we didn't want to throw the word on it, but it came into a very cancerous situation. He made it the best of what he could. Didn't have the greatest power numbers, but hitting 260 leadoff for a team that's hitting dog shit and isn't doing anything. He did what he could. Glad he's on the Cardinals. Back home on the Cardinals. That was basically his long extension point with that squad. Same thing with Paul DeYoung. Just put his nose down, put his head down, worked his ass off every single time he was out. Probably a couple errors here and there, but never like an effort issue with Paul DeYoung, and reflected that by being the team leader in home runs this year. So again, mad respect for Paul DeYoung for doing anything and everything he could. Uh, Kopech, good luck in LA. I'll leave it there. We kind of have our feelings on the boy on Michael Kopech. I think the ship might have sailed. The talent is there, but mentally gone. I don't know. Maybe the LA this maybe the California sun will help him to figure something out.
Yeah, it's gotta rejuvenate you a little bit going to play for the Dodgers. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. I met a guy almost 40 years old. Didn't look a day over 20 something. He said he's from California. Like, you know what? I think it is that California sun. There's something in there. I don't know. And then
keeping them
finally,
younger.
Eric Fetty also going to the Cardinals, I believe. Yes,
Yeah, I
he was
believe
part of that
so.
three-way trade. Uh, yeah, I mean, he had 7 wins on a 27-win team. Almost a fourth of the wins were from Eric Fetty.
Crazy.
So, if you just think of it that way, and I'll even mad respect to the White Sox from turning the Nationals rubbish. He had to go to the KBO, get 20 wins, and come back here to the States, and they were able to turn that into a pretty solid deal. I think 2 years. So whoever again, I believe he's going to the Cardinals. Um, gets a nice piece right there for very cheap, and who's just put again producing at a solid rate. So no ill will towards any of these guys. Solid. I wish them the best. I hope only one of them can obviously win a World Series, depending on who the team is, but all that is there. But over under on how many games Eloy's going to play. Because I wish him all the best in Baltimore. He'll crank out some home runs. Him, Cowser, Santander, Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman. I'm just showing off. I'm sorry. Of all the guys I know on the Orioles. But like 80 games between the rest of this season and next. I
Yeah,
don't think he's going to be a daily guy.
whatever the under is, I'm taking it. He never proved he could play himself. But he could play for the Sox. So, I mean, I would not trust him
Yeah,
continuing to be healthy for another team. It's just he was out on a consistent basis for
yeah,
such little things. Sometimes I feel like it just sucks. It sucks for him, but
yeah.
it
Um,
is what it is.
Oh well, again from the yesterday was the as we're recording, it was yesterday. That's when the Fetty, the Kopech, and the Fam trade went ahead and went down. Again, just your reaction to my thinking on this one. Just tell me if I should be on track here. A 36-year-old in Tommy Pham, a 31-year-old in Eric Fetty, who just came back from the KBO, and a 28-year-old Michael Kopech, who might mentally be just fractured and gone. They were able to turn that into three young guys, not I won't sit here and call them studs or young, but just three younger prospects, either a name to be another player to be named or cash consideration is also on the board from this trade. And then no, I haven't seen the details from the Tanner Banks, the Eloy trade, or the Paul DeYoung move. So a ton of prospects, another haul of prospects coming into the White Sox. Chris Getz doing what he can to rejuvenate that farm system. I'm gonna see that as a plus in just the my side of okay, they just shipped off a guy, 36, and now we got a 24-year-old in who's playing right now, from Vargas, excuse me.
Yeah, Vargas from the Dodgers,
Yeah.
right?
So again, not crazy numbers from Vargas, not any. I don't think there's any crazy numbers from any one of these guys, but just having the prospects, having some sort of hope right there, knowing I think that's fine. And again, the headline I saw, which was everyone freaking out, was just they could only turn three big leaguers into three prospects. What are the White Sox doing? Just the constant negativity. Again, I saw it through the lens of they got younger, they moved guys that might not be serviceable in a couple years. Between I mean, again, how much longer are you gonna get out of Fam? How much what are you gonna get out of Kopech besides a fastball over 100 and a slider that may not slide? And again, Eric Fetty's up there too. Not gonna guarantee his youth or anything like that. Paul DeYoung up there in age as well. White Sox got younger. I'll leave it at that. They got a little bit. Hopefully, down the line, they got a little bit better. That's all I can say. Uh, any other final closing thoughts on the White Sox?
No, yeah, I agree with what you said, and I hope these prospects can pan out, and that's all you can hope for as a fan. Let's hope that they picked the right ones that we
Yeah,
need, and we just gotta hope moving forward. That's how it is with us now with these Sox. We gotta just hope.
yeah. Um, it was what I'll share what you said. Very glad. Just boy, Eloy was able to get traded off. It might be we might have. You can see it. You can look through the lens of we may have got bamboozled, seeing that like oh we could have had something. There was some hope with this guy, but constantly hurt. Honestly, kind of just got kind of glad we can get anything from him at this point. Just knowing that you can't throw him out. You can't throw him in the outfield. He'll get hurt. You might not let him be able to run to first base. He
He
might get
can't
hurt.
run. Yeah,
He
he can't
can't.
run.
He might. It just he might be Glass Bones Gary. I don't know. I don't know what else to say him as. The underrated move might be Tanner Banks. It might be Tanner Banks, the one of the better, for what it's worth, maybe the best reliever coming out of the White Sox bullpen. The stat I saw is against lefties. Lefties are only hitting 184 against him. That's pretty solid. I'll pull up the
Great.
action the nice little nerdy stat that I had for him. Uh, but yeah, we had a couple other buzzer beater moves right beforehand. Yeah, Garrett not being traded. Here we go. Against lefties, Tanner Banks is allowing only 184 hitting, 229. Uh, Probably slugging, and then 263 overall. So yeah, that's again when they get all nerdy like that, just tell me what all the numbers mean. Don't make me guess and make me look like an idiot. Uh, but pretty solid there. And he's got 28 strikeouts to 5 walks in 22 and a third pitched. Pretty solid. Pretty solid numbers for a guy who's just my Phillies fan buddy was asking me, "Hey, what are we getting from Tanner? What am I going to see from Tanner?" I just go, "Reliable, competent arm. He's going to eat innings. He's going to, he's nothing special, but a guy that's going to, you can trust him." And he's like, "All right, good. Phillies need something." I'm like, "Yeah, it seems like they need help in the bullpen. Need a little help to maintain their first place spot." I think they did enough. Atlanta didn't do a ton. They got Jorge Soler.
Yeah.
Uh, that's
Um,
something we can do really quick. We can maybe pull up what people are saying are the winners and the losers from this trade from the trade deadline right away. Trade
yeah.
deadline winners and losers. These are always fun. The overreaction, the quick reaction. So, and we'll make sure we name these people. Let's not this like this from the New York Times. They might screw me over halfway through the article and say like, "Hey, do you want to subscribe?" So let's see how many we can get through before they cut me off. They say they got the hold on, let me give credit. Andy McCullough, McCullough, Andy, like Andy from Toy Story. McCullough. And Grant Bisbee. There's a couple more all adding to this. So, it's one of those articles where they're just like throwing everyone's thoughts in there. Okay, whatever. All right, I'm stalling enough time here. So they got the Orioles as winners. I would agree for sure. They got Zach Eflin. A lot of people are saying they gave up a lot for Trevor Rogers, who's not having the best year, but that's okay. And then Sir Anthony Dominguez might be down. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Adding Eloy Jimenez. Oh, there we go. Sorry, it's too late. Now asking you to subscribe to the. They're
Oh
asking me
my
to subscribe.
god.
That's okay. On to the next one. Let's check out
Yeah,
us.
I was just trying to look through this article, but it's just all the trades that have happened.
Yeah, exactly. Some of them are pretty good. They're just like, oh, yeah, this is a good move. Now I went back too far. Come on, guys. uh, maybe
Oh
CBS
god.
might have a good one of winners and loser trade deadline. Let's see. Come on now. Come on now. Why is
Sorry everybody. We're
that's
looking
okay.
for winners and losers.
Looking for winners and losers. Oh, here we go from CBS. They're being a little snarky. This is Mike Axius, Axisa, and Matt Snyder. That one's easier to say. Loser. Anyone hoping for a big deadline? Oh, there you go. That's exactly what everyone wants to read right away. uh, again, again, that's what we kind of opened with. I said that right off the bat, talking about baseball. That no big names were moved. I guess Eloy, Jack Flaherty was a bigger name, but kind of
Yeah.
nothing that like nothing that's gonna move the needle necessarily. Like when Freddie Freeman the other last year, I believe, was the big one. Francisco Lindor the time before, all the other stuff like that. So there was no big one. There were some very underrated ones that are gonna help later on for sure. They got the Dodgers. Yeah, okay, that makes a ton of sense. Oh, here we go. The White Sox. Oh, shocker that they have them as losers. Let's read why. Why do they have the White Sox as losers? Was this a case of deer in headlights? Question mark. First year general manager Chris Getz might have been overmatched here. With a historically bad team, they are on pace to go 40 and 122 entering Tuesday night. Getz had a few highly attractive trade candidates, notably Luis Robert and Garrett Crochet. Because they didn't. Okay, whatever. Star caliber players under team control for a few more years. We held both. Oh, he held both. Excuse me. He. This was a seller's market too, with teams paying a seeming king's ransom for pitching. Did Getz lose leverage because Crochet publicly said he wants an extension if he gets traded? Maybe. But having this happen isn't exactly a ringing endorsement for a general manager. Neither Robert nor Crochet will be around for the next time the White Sox are contenders. Hey, Andrew Vaughn just pulled one over the fence and yeah, stick that one up your cross, Snyder.
That last sentence is probably true.
Neither Robert nor Crochet will be around for the next time the White Sox are
Unless
contenders. Yeah, I
unless
mean,
we
yeah.
s- unless we extend them to something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Last thing in that last paragraph. Further, the consensus seems to be that the White Sox didn't get enough in the other deals, and again, this was a massive seller's market, where with far more teams looking to buy than sell. What exactly was Getz waiting for? Uh, again, I'm not going to sit here and say all of that is wrong. It's not. But again, what are you gonna get for a 36-year-old Tommy Pham? What are you gonna get for a guy that doesn't know how to throw more than two different pitches in Michael Kopech? These are nice names. These are big names. Again, you can say seller's market, but I don't know. We got prospects. You got prospects. So
We did.
what again, it is all gonna matter. The whole thing, the big eyesore will be if an extension for Crochet and Luis Robert is not made. That's the only thing. So
for sure.
There, of course, again, like I said,
Now
they'll have
they have to pay
yeah. Yeah,
for some
I'm
help.
sure they will. I hope to Christ. Um this one again, I'll finish off with a couple more. They have the winner, the Marlins, I guess. Again, a little very snarky in this in this little column, so you got to take this one with a grain of salt. Um the one I'm not gonna read that whole one, but I did like the one tweet that I saw. It goes, in a world where the White Sox are the White Sox right now, the Marlins made the most moves and they moved damn near everybody. So, um, I mean, again, good for the guys that did move. I feel bad for the basically one guy that stayed in Jake Berger. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's a burger bomb
Eating
time.
burgers in Miami, baby. That's the only thing that's going on. Jazz Chisholm to the Yankees.
He got
Um,
the best probably.
Probably, and he's already hit two home runs in his first game there.
Yeah, with Aaron Judge's bat.
Yeah, that was cool. That was a good sight. That was a good one to pull. Uh, yeah, I mean, we got Brian De La Cruz to the Pirates. Thought the Pirates would have made a couple more moves, like you mentioned. They needed a couple more bats.
They
Um,
have the pitching. I mean, I
they
thought the
have the
Pirates
pitching.
were one of the best. I mean, if they could make it to the postseason, they can cook people up. If Paul Skeens just hit 100 strikeouts the other day, he has 100 strikeouts in 12 starts. How's that even how's that even possible? He's
Fucking
just so
scary.
fucking good. Like it's insane to think what they got in him. If they needed some more bats. I thought Luis Robert might have potentially gotten traded to the Pirates, but
Yeah.
they got Dela Cruz, so it's something, but we'll see how the rest of their season goes.
Um, Yeah, no, it's a very good point. The buzz is for sure. They not looking like they'll win the division with the Brewers still being as hot as they are. They're just consistently staying up at the top. Cardinals also fighting for a spot. But if the Pirates get in there, that's been the thing. Everyone's saying, get them in a 3-game series. That's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be fun because you're gonna have Mitch Keller, you're gonna have Paul Skeens, and they have another pitcher in there for sure
I
that I
think it's
just
like Julio Jones or something. I know Julio Jones. I think it's Jones. I think it's something with Jones. I forget what his name is. Now I gotta find
no,
out.
no, that's okay. Yeah, that's yeah. You go ahead, look for it. But yeah, for everyone, that's been the buzz for sure. Is if you get the Pirates in a 3-game series, look out. It's frightening, honestly, and it might not be from the bats. It's simply from the pitching. That's just so damn impressing.
For
Um,
sure.
yeah. Randy Arozarena, Justin Turner. Randy Arozarena was the earliest trade deadline move when that was starting to get some buzz around it, starting to get some eyeballs. But then adding on to it, they needed one more bat, and I think they got it in Justin Turner, who again, you can kind of I'll leave it up to you, kind of anecdotal. I don't really have any stats to back it up. It just seems like he doesn't really have like a bad year. He's like, yeah, Justin Turner's having a good year. Just I feel like I'm saying that every single time. He's like, yeah, he's having a good enough year. He's doing fine. So it's a good enough bat for the Mariners, who again, it's tough. It's not a offensive. It's not a bad. It's not a hitter's ballpark there in Seattle.
I mean,
But
it's one of those
anything.
guys that's been around for a minute now, and he's just someone that can go out there and get you a hit if you need it or something. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Zach Eflin, that was also another Orioles add-on. Good. Very consistent, one of the more consistent pitchers around. And again, just the Rays were fire sale, the Marlins fire sale, White Sox to a degree were selling hardcore. Could have probably got sold more, sure, whatever. What was the? We'll get to the Cubs in just a little bit before for sure to cap this off. But
hmm
oh, I'm on a different one right now, aren't I? Uh, oh, what happened? It updated to the wrong one. It updated when I was trying to get the all the trade updates. But
Uh-oh.
yeah, there was some buzzer beaters. Uh, Trade deadline moves. Oh yeah, some buzzer beaters towards the end. Like I said, CJ Crone, a couple guys from the Tigers getting moved. Yeah, Jack Flaherty, that was the big one. He got scratched on Monday, and everyone thought that was the day to get moved, but no, it ended up being today on the Tuesday. Uh, yeah,
Dodgers pitching is disgusting.
you can say that again, there, brother. Uh, Here we are. That was from today. What's today, the 30th? Yeah, we're stalling hardcore, but that's okay. Yeah, towards the end, yeah, nothing too crazy. Gregor Soto to the Orioles, Seth Johnson and Moises Chase. It doesn't matter. Padres added on a couple of names. In Martin Perez, uh, Dylan Floro were a couple buzzer beaters. Luis Garcia to the Red Sox. Yeah, Mark Canna. I think I kept saying CJ Crone. Mark Canna from the Tigers to the Giants. That was one of the big ones, or one of the buzzer beaters as well.
Okay.
And then Kevin Kiermaier to the Dodgers again. Just another bat, just something that they need. So it's nice again, as they kind of pan to Garrett Crochet on the White Sox broadcast. Well, there you go. That was oh, I didn't see this one. Isaiah Connor Falefa going to the Pirates. Again, not groundbreaking, but
Oh, they did. Okay.
that'll be a good piece for the Pirates, who Toronto very, somewhat surprised they didn't move Vlad. Somewhat surprised that, even to a degree that like a guy like Nestor Cortez didn't get moved, Blake Snell didn't get moved.
Yeah.
Trying to think of any other big names that did. Obviously, of course, Garrett and Luis Robert. Cody Bellinger, he was somewhat on the radar for some teams. The Cubs, I saw a report maybe say a Suzuki was thrown out there for some trade talk. Justin Steele didn't move. I mean, let's just get into the Cubs right now. The Cubs moves were for
Big one,
Pearson.
Christopher Morel. Really, yeah,
Yeah,
getting
getting the reliever Pearson yesterday, who decided to throw just a classless move, throwing directly at the Reds guy, bonking him off the head. I'm just kidding. It wasn't intentional, but I've been doing that whole bit. So hopefully hopefully some Cub fans get all hardo about it. Um, but
it
Pearson
was
in his
intentional.
yeah, Pearson in his first appearance gets tossed. So does Craig Counsell following. And then the other move that kind of threw some people by surprise, Asoc Paredes, third baseman for Brent Morel and two other prospects. The prospects I saw were Biggie and Tyler Johnson, I believe. Uh, our buddy Bill was a little disappointed in the hearing Biggie was going because he throws like 102, 103. He's been at the major league level before, but hearing that it could also be like Michael Kopech in a way where he only has like two pitches. He throws them as fast as all hell, but if he misses, it's 5 rows into the upper tank. So that it comes and it goes. Pretty even of comparing Paredes and Morel, pretty even power numbers. Paredes is hitting 245 to Morel's 199 the last time I checked. Uh, but a better daily third baseman, Morel might have the higher ceiling, is what I'm kind of
Yeah.
gathering though. So,
Maybe they might gave up on him a little too early, but
but yeah, does Paredes swing for the lake? I don't know. We'll have to find out. That was the whole. I know Craig Counsell got really high and tight about that one. Um, again, I did some trolling in my little group chat that I have with a couple Cub guys. They were like, "Oh yeah, this is great." I go, "Weren't you guys supposed to get Vlad? Weren't you guys supposed to get Mason Miller? What's going on?" But this is a move for the future. Paredes he's 25. I think we just looked up his age. He's
yeah.
25, 26 years old, and he has control until 2027 on his contract. So a young guy with 3 more years of control in total. That's nice. It's a good move. I'm not gonna frown upon that. Again, it's just was that worth giving up Morel and two prospects? We'll find out later down the line. We'll have to just put a pin in that one. As of now, so far, I guess just kind of like I said, pretty a lateral move is how I've been saying it for that one. And then the other move that the Cubs made today, trading away Matt Leiter Jr. And getting another Again, what my buddy Brandon was excited about, getting a couple decent names from those prospects list as well. So uh, again, they were buying and selling all at the same
Yeah.
time, which doesn't all the time fare well. S- i- i- It's
They were trying something. I mean, yeah, like, but
it was Jed trying to get some of Jed's guys in and some of the other older regime out, possibly, is what I was kind of gathering from it too. So, what were your other any big takeaways from the Cuz moves?
no, yeah, I was just kind of surprised Morel got traded, but this guy, they're both the same age that they got traded for, and if he's hitting better than Morel, then I don't know, I could see why you do it. Maybe they have faith in him, so if that could work out for them, and if they get good prospects for the other pitchers and stuff that they traded away, then yeah, it's all for them, man. Won't hate or
Yeah,
anything. Or Sox are in a shit spot too.
yeah,
So if you guys
yeah. I
think,
know it's really the glass house thing. I shouldn't be throwing any stones any which way. It's very brutal on
yeah.
my side of the fence. But
So if the Cubs fans are happy with it, then good on you. Hopefully
yeah,
these players can pan out, and let's hope for some good baseball back in Chicago.
yeah. What does the saying go when you're trying to fix the fence but the roof's caving in?
Um,
That's what's going on. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think of any other. Yeah, I think I mean, I named all the big names. We went over to all the bigger names. Overall, of course, it wasn't really supposed to be panned out as an exciting deadline to begin with. It
yeah, not the
could there have
biggest
been? Yeah,
deadline.
yeah. No, it
Oh,
wasn't projected to be. Yeah,
yeah, like
but
you're just saying, there could have been bigger moves. There could have been bigger trades,
yeah.
but it's not always going to be like that, and there's always going to be talks of this is going to happen, that's going to happen, but trade.
It got exciting towards the end for sure. That last 10 minutes when I got that Eloy push notification, I'm like, oh, all right, okay. And then that's when it got real for a second. I'm like, oh man, if it's just last second deals, oof, the Luis jersey might be retired. I can't cancel my Garrett Crochet order. This is gonna be
Oh my.
brutal. So yeah, that's that. I think I said that right before we went going. Just waiting on the extension. That's when we order the Garrett Crochet jersey. So we're
Yeah, I have too
praying.
many Sox jerseys that are useless at this
Ex-
point.
exactly. Let's get into some NFL. Yeah,
Yeah,
get into
yeah.
some NFL. We got our word association that we'll do, but really quickly, just some housekeeping on our Bears and Packers side of things. Uh, got some people getting paid, but before that, Hard Knocks Bears trailer dropped just today. Wasn't a ton of actual footage from this year. There was a lot of hype. There was a lot of, you know, recap. You saw a lot of Brian Urlacher and you saw a lot of Mike Ditka and you saw a lot of Devin Hester highlights. So while it was cool and like, oh man, let's go, it was also just like I want to see something from training camp from this year already. I want to get me hyped for this year. And we will. We're going to see a ton of that already. The big thing was for episode one will for sure be, Caleb Reese getting signed and Rome signing and everything else. So
Hmm.
can't wait for that. Still can't wait for tonight's Giants Hard Knocks. I'll go finish that right after we're done with this bad boy. But hype, 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 hype. The Hard Knocks, of course, is always my favorite. And dissect them either which way, even when they're not the greatest every single time. I'm always able to find something in there that I'm either interested in what they're covering, or I try and look at it through my TV, my production mind of like, oh, that was a great shot, or that looked awesome, or oh yeah, this I would love to integrate this in some way. So I'm excited. I'm hyped. Bears Hard Knocks coming up soon. That's gonna be that. Sticking on the
Should be
Bears
a
side of
fun.
things. Oh yeah, go
That should be really cool. I mean, getting
yeah.
a peek into a rookie quarterback, seeing what he can do in the starting season, that'll be a very interesting Hard Knocks.
As the yeah, again, as the Packer guy, I was wondering, just it's still gonna be on your radar, even it's you're like
Oh, I
those
mean,
damn Bears.
I'll still have to. I'll check it out with my brother, of
Yeah.
course. It's something I would watch by myself. I don't. Who knows?
You're just gonna sit there and troll Nick the whole time. Oh, thank God it's not the in season one where you can be like, oh, remember that loss? Oh, you guys fucked up there, didn't you?
Oh my
Or God
god.
forbid it was like last year. That's why I was dreading watching receivers because there's that one part where you know, where the Lions come back on the Bears, and it's just so heartbreaking. But it's on the other side of Amon-Ra is enjoying the fuck out of it, and you're like, oh, cool, glad you got to enjoy it. I'm glad he got to enjoy it. He helped me out of fantasy, but damn, that sucked watching the Bears crumble in that on that side of the thing again. But
Yeah, when they were showing the 49ers and Packers games, I was literally about to turn it off. I was like, I don't
I
want to.
forgot.
I was literally,
Yeah,
I was like, I don't want to fucking see this right now. I
not in
was
the
so,
mood.
I was so pissed off.
I'll give you one better. Every time I'm watching, like, I'm on my YouTube feed and I see recommendations for craziest plays that ever happened, and it has the Aaron Rodgers to Randall Cobb, I immediately pause it, report it as spam. And I'm like, they're like, "Oh, why did you report this?" I go, "It's inappropriate. It goes against this violation." I report it. I don't care. So it offended me.
It's Cobb
Yeah.
downfield.
Yeah, dude, I get pissed. Um, but our boys got paid. Our boys got paid. I'll let you finish with yours. You got a little bit more juice on your guy. DJ Moore just got a 4-year extension right before we went going. 4 years, 110 million on the year for the extension, 110 million, not for the year. 110 million on the entire extension. Highest contract, highest extension made in Bears franchise history until Caleb gets extended. I'll leave it. I'll say that.
DJ
Uh
Moore's the first receiver, I think, in NFL history, first 10 season, and his career has all been paid off by guaranteed money that he's been getting. So it just knows that he's a baller. These teams want to keep him when they sign him, making sure he gets that money to stay. So, I mean, he's a beast.
yeah.
He's the top. He's in the, I don't know. I don't know where I put him, but I think he's a very good receiver overall. He can do it all. He just had 1,200 yards with Justin Fields last year. So it's like, if you can do
He's
that with
anywhere
him,
between your top 10 and your top 15 wide receiver based on whatever you want to base it off of. It'd be very out of whack for somebody to not rate him higher than a right
he's
around
in the
there.
top 15 for sure.
For sure. I
That's what
mean,
I was thinking.
it's very, again, I look at it through just my fantasy mind or just simply, would you want, yes, like, would I be able to build a wide receiver core? Yes, I want DJ Moore in that wide receiver core 1,000%. uh it was even to my detriment today where I was just like, I was halfway paying attention to a conversation and someone wanted to say like, yeah, you know they're kind of just going off about Justin Fields looking good because, again, he made a nice pass in practice, but probably no pressure in the pocket. But it's whatever. Justin Fields has never not been able to throw a beautiful deep pass. He can't throw over the middle. He can't read defenses. So
He holds
there
the
you go.
ball for too long. I mean, you name
Yeah.
it.
But if you want to, again, what everybody does, if you want to freak out while you're watching watching some training camp videos with nobody that's allowed to touch the quarterback, yeah, by all means, have your fun. When the pads get going, he's not going to have that same success.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
you cannot say anything until you're sat down week one and
yeah.
you see what your team is doing.
But sorry, I went on that whole tangent, but what I was trying to get at, that whole point that started that was he goes, yeah, the Justin Fields now has the better wide receiver core than he did last year. And I go, does he?
No.
Does he really? Because based on just having, again, it's really
Like,
hard. It
DJ
just,
Moore is better than George Pickens,
thank you. That
and
was my
there's
argument right away. And that kind of should end it right there. I know he said whole wide receiver core. Is DJ Moore, Michael Scott or Mike Scott or Tyler Scott and see, I can't even really name the other wide receiver.
Darnell Mooney's.
Darnell Mooney. Yeah, I think we got the tail end of him. He was kind of hurt the rest of the year.
Yeah.
But in my mind, it might
Oh,
be
did
my
they have one of
bias.
the St. Brown? Didn't they have
Yeah,
Equiminius St.
Equanimous. Yeah,
Brown
he's in there.
too?
He's in there. He's blocking. Uh, but it might be my bias, or you to be honest, I kind of see them as equivalent between Pat Fryermuth and Cole Kmet. That might be one and the same. I think Cole Kmet
Yeah.
might be a little bit better, but again, it might just be my bias. But for sure, DJ Moore is better than George Pickens. I'm not even gonna argue with that. I think clearly you wouldn't either. You went ahead and
No.
said the same thing.
Yeah, I would
Um,
agree.
it's that was just like I said, I caught the tail end of that, and we kind of had a not a spat, but just like a really quickly. He was just like, "You gotta listen to my whole argument before you go crazy." I'm like, "I know, I'm sorry. I just as soon as I hear any like negativity about it, it's just like I gotta stick up for the guys already. It's tough."
Oh yeah, you gotta
uh,
stand up for the boys,
but
man.
DJ Moore gets the extension as well as Jordan Love. Jordan Love gets paid 55 million a year, becoming the highest paid QB currently going on in the league. This was our lingering question of last year of last week, excuse me. Uh, but here you go. Your boy got paid. Take it away. Your thoughts, feelings on everything, Jordan Love. Cha-ching.
Um, yeah, I was waiting a while for this, and we went to go see Deadpool and Wolverine on
Yeah, we
a
just
Friday.
we're getting out of the theater and we got the
Yeah,
notification.
we saw it on a Friday night, and it was like literally I was trying to think it into existence, and I was following Twitter accounts. This guy I was following was saying he said he tweeted it the day of. He said Tua's getting paid today and Jordan Love's getting paid today, and I was like, okay. And then Tua got the contract early Friday, so I was like, Jordan Love might get it today, and I was hoping he got it this week because I said in the group chat too. I was like, Jordan Love's getting extended this week. Don't worry about it. So I was like, he's got to get extended this week, but Friday. Yeah, we went to the movie and I was like, it would be really nice if we came out of the movie and Jordan Love was extended. And I was just thinking that throughout the day. That's exactly what happened. We get out. It's the first thing I saw on my phone. Fucking 200, whatever it was, 200 whatever million, 55 million a year for 4 years. It's great. Just that's, people will say overpay and all this stuff. Like anyone will say for any contract signing, but it's just how the market is nowadays. I feel like Tua just got 54 million earlier in the day, and I would say Jordan Love is way better than Tua just from what he's done.
That
So
was the bigger reaction that Tua got paid as much as he did without the track record of a guy like Jared Goff or Stafford or even Jordan Love at this point, who's has what two more wins than him now,
yeah,
even in the playoffs, even just in playing a full year last
fucking
year.
Jordan Love doesn't have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle on his
Yeah.
receiving core.
My only counter is you have to pay what you would deem a starting quarterback because it happens every year. You know what you get from a backup anywhere else, unless it's Gardner Minshew, and we know where Gardner is. He's most likely going to be a starter for the Raiders this year. You don't have him, or or to a certain extent, Tyrod Taylor. I mean, you could, I would feel even confident in him rolling with it. Ryan Tannehill, maybe even now. Bears call Ryan Tannehill. But it's just you pay to I don't know about that much, but you should pay him because again, you see where the quality comes from, and I would justify it for both Love and Tua too. Does he deserve most ever? No, but that will change again. Like this is not going to be that's not going to end it.
No, it will just keep going up.
Exactly. Exactly. And just you can even ask Bubby, our buddy. We're having a conversation as soon as we get out of the movie, and all I hear from you is hell yeah, dude. And I bumped him, I go, Jordan Love. He goes, how do you know what he's talking? I'm like, I saw the push notification as soon as the credits were rolling. He goes, and I hear he goes, how did you know he was? I'm like, yeah, he's hyped. It's good. It was good. It was fun. It was good. It was a
That's
good
so
day.
that's
Good
and
day.
that's how well we know each other.
Pumped as shit, ready to talk about football. That's how we do it here. Yeah, that was
I was
exactly
very
it.
excited. You know, we talked about it a couple of times throughout the week, and I said like I just it's just that urge, that feeling every day you wake up, you see him not practicing, you see the offense doing. At least I saw it because I'm on Packer
Yeah.
Twitter. But the offense was doing push-ups every week. They were losing against the defense every day of the week. They were doing push-ups at the end of every practice, and I was just like, "Can we get this fucking extension done, dude?" And right when he came in, offense won the first week. Defense was doing push-ups. So like that's the stuff where you're like, fuck yeah, dude.
There
Like
you
you
go.
just know he's a difference maker. He's gonna help this offense, and he's young like the
Yeah.
receivers and everyone else on the team, and they're just gonna build with each other and just become better. So I couldn't.
Getting that done. I think we're just in this whole era now to some degree, of course there's always going to be the standouts, but these guys now don't like the spotlight. They don't like the media in their fucking ear every single day of when's this gonna get done? When's that gonna are you gonna be the diva that holds out? They don't want to be
'Cause
labeled
it's not
as
up to them, it's the
yeah,
agents
yeah,
really. Like, most of
of
the time the
course.
players aren't the ones
Yeah,
negotiating, so they don't
no.
want to hear all this stuff like, "Oh, are you staying? Are you like,
Yeah.
they
And we
just
talked about that last week too with Caleb. Like he doesn't have an agent. He has a lawyer. He has lawyers that aren't well versed in, NFL contract talk. So that's why it took a little longer than it did. Or it
Mhm.
also could have been just playing it up a little bit for Hard Knocks. Who knows? But yeah, exactly. It's not the players. The players want to get out there and play. I don't. It's to ever question that is fun. It's very first takey to do that. It's very the hot take type deal. Come on, get over the fence. Golly, gosh darn it. Uh, it is very first takey to be like, oh, the players don't wanna why would they wanna get out there? They just wanna haul no, clearly you saw with T. Higgins when he was doing the whole thing. Like, he just was happy and excited. He's like, "You know what? I will take the franchise tag now," kinda
Yeah.
eating it and saying, like, "This is still life-altering money, getting 18, 21, and some odd $1,000,000 this year." He's like, "Yeah, I'll take it. I don't want the headache right now. Let's just go in. Let's go get one for Joe," or something like that. That's
Yeah, like
probably
he
what the
said, he's
mentality.
just happy to put that in the rearview mirror and just practice
Yeah,
now, not
I
get
I
to
can
work.
only I
It's
can only hope to some degree that some so that diva mentality that the guys that no one looked up to Terrell Owens in that way of like, oh yeah, that asswipe that's constantly being harassed and like they're making memes out of him back then. Why would I want to follow that or the Chad Ochocinco? Follow their work ethic, but don't recreate the craziness because then you end up like Antonio Brown. So leave it at that. How's about that? That's all fine and dandy.
oh yeah.
How about we run through these NFC word game, kind of what we're playing around with. How's that sound? We
Yeah?
got some time.
Yeah,
We got some.
let's do it.
Yeah. We got all of them. We did the AFC last week. We'll blow through the NFC this week.
Big
Uh,
NFC.
we'll end it off with the NFC North. We'll start off right here. NFC East. We got the Giants, the Cowboys, the Eagles, and the Washington Commanders. Uh, won't be too long with these. We'll kind of just stick with it. Of course, the teams that were going to be bad, we'll kind of just label them the usual, the stinky poo poo, and maybe just leave it at that. So, that's going to be the Commanders. That's going to be the Commanders this year. Stinky poo poo. I have no intrigue. I guess downfall for sure was going to be, and it's going to be associated with Austin Eckler. Man, going from what last year in our fantasy leagues going basically a conversation of like, hey, maybe he can go number one overall to this year. He's gonna go possibly undrafted in a lot of leagues. So
I took him over McCaffrey.
thank you. We thank you. But I'll leave it at that. Yeah, it's gonna be a downfall with Austin Eckler and just but still exciting to see Jaden McDaniels, I guess. I think that's his name. What do you anything
Yeah,
on the Commanders?
yeah, retirement home.
That's
But
true too.
Bobby Wagner, also like they just signed a bunch of old free agents. They know that they're just gonna be bad. They're probably just hoping for some sort of spark. But yeah, you're in a tough division when you gotta play the Cowboys and the Eagles, and you're not up to par with them at all.
Oh
So
yeah. For sure, definitely looking at them as just winnable games without a doubt. That's a
oh
team for
yeah.
sure. That's just like, oh, you just mark a W next to. not because they're Washington. Uh, let's go with the Cowboys. What's the word with the Cowboys?
Overrated. I'll say
Overrated.
that every year until they do something otherwise. I mean, they have great seasons every year. You can't doubt that. And CD Lamb's great, but they never prove it in the playoffs, and they always fall flat. So everyone will always say they're one of the best teams in the NFC, but prove it.
Yeah. It's gonna be maybe who gets the bigger bag between, Micah Parsons is gonna need to get paid. I think Dak needs an extension. Jerry Jones has been ranting and raving that, Dak Prescott is the best quarterback he's ever seen since, like electricity was invented.
Yeah.
And then what was the other? Oh, Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons probably needs to get paid sometime soon as well. I'm not quite sure. So it's, not hopefully their financial department gets that all situated. So that'll be that. How about the Giants? The Giants. I'll go with thanks for the hard knocks. It was a fun watch. That was pretty good. Yeah, I think that's about that. It's again kind of a wasteland. Malik Neighbors might be fun to watch, but really that's going to be counting the days until he goes crazy, and that'll be the focus for that. So how many days until Malik Neighbors goes nuts? What's your word with the Giants?
They're the worst of New York. Their Daniel Jones is terrible. I've I've seen so many clips of him in practice already, just missing like 5 yard dish shot, like 5 yard out routes, like just simple passes. And I just don't know how Daniel Jones fleeced them to get the contract he did. He had a great he had a great year, I guess, and that was enough, but
Well,
Giants
then,
are just in a pretty bad state right now. They don't really have, Malik Neighbors is going to have to be amazing for them to have a chance in anything because he's going to be their only offensive weapon.
yeah, because Darren Waller goes up and retires. What
Yeah,
they signed Devin Singletary to replace. That's your replacement for Saquon Barkley. I like me Singletary, but damn, that's one of these things is not like the other.
yeah, pretty
Uh,
big shoes to fill.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna go again. If I'm going bouncing back, yeah, it's tough. Asylum, it's tough. It's gonna go. You're gonna be nuts. You're gonna go crazy going over there as a Giants fan. I feel for you. How about the Eagles? How about the Eagles? How about them? That's not. Excuse me. That's the Falcons or the Dirty Birds. But how about the Eagles? The other, maybe
The
even
tush
dirtier birds.
tush push.
Is that still allowed?
I don't think it got banned.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So tush push, that's their bread and butter. I mean, Jalen Hurts kind of had a little bit of a down year last year compared to what he's done. But Eagles have a very high powered team, adding now Saquon, having AJ Brown, having um I forget what's the other receiver's name.
Devonta
Yeah,
Smith.
Devonta
Devonta Smith.
Smith. I mean, still has a good old line regardless if Kelsey's gone. I'm sure they'll still be very good in that perspective. But defense is still well organized. I think they have a just well-oiled machine in Philly, so they'll be a good team for sure.
Yeah. Again, I don't want to spoil anything, but what was Jason Kelsey, the Eagles' life anchor? We'll have to see.
He's
We'll
the
have to
anchor
see.
being,
Yeah,
yeah.
is he the anchor beam? We'll have to see. Uh
I did
that
see a report today that was pretty cool. I guess like the GM Howie, I forget their names, but he was like having Jason Kelsey help with the scouting somewhat this year, I guess, and he was been trying to bring in him as a scout now, and I
that's
guess
cool.
he scouted the center that is replacing him this year, and they saying he's been doing pretty good in practice. So
Nice.
that's cool. This it's
Yeah.
that's cool
He was
stuff to be
coming
like,
in, he was arm wrestling somebody from Team USA on something. So that's cool. Jason Kelsey staying active.
he's a cool
Uh
guy.
let's see. Let's head down to the NFC South. Let's go again, just kind of starting off with a bad one. Just I mean, I no nothing. There's a wasteland here in Carolina. That's what I would go with. Wasteland
Yeah,
is
that's a good one.
I got nothing. What will be fun is how long is that wide receiver Leggett? I think there's some potential there. I think there's a lot of buzz around him. He's having a solid training camp from what I've heard. Uh, I would think no problem in going from him. What his competition is Adam Thielen for the starting
Oh
position, most
man.
likely. I think he'll be getting wide receiver one snaps very, very soon, if not in the middle, like game 4.
Did you see his weather reports? Leggett?
No, it's from what I understand, it's very tough to understand him.
Yeah.
He's got a very southern accent.
There was a
Again trying to be
guy
polite.
asking him, they he was like, "Are you smarter than a fifth grader?" And he was asking him his like questions about his age, and he was just like, "No, I don't do that, man." I was like, "What, dude?" It's like, why? Like, it's just like people were saying in the comments like he was paying people to do his classwork and stuff because he just like like just ask him the most simple questions. Like, don't ask me that. I was like, what?
No
Like,
personal questions at this time. Sorry.
I was like,
What's
what
the
do you
state of
mean?
Montana? No, thank you. Nuh-uh.
But he seems like he seems like a character, which those are my favorite people.
Yeah,
I
that's why it's
mean,
gonna be
he's
fun for him. It's gonna be fun to watch Keon Coleman from the Bills this year.
and
Uh,
Debo Samuel says he's great. I remember one of the receiver episodes, Debo went to go see Leggett at
that
college, and he's like,
that's what kind of that convinced me a little bit too when he went ahead and he visited I believe he went to LSU when he went down there. I'm just like, damn, like if Debo is able to sit there and be like tip his cap and watch this kid go crazy, be like, all right, something to watch, something to put a pin in, something to keep my eye out. Like I said, I wouldn't go crazy. But just because it's tough, I think he's gonna have his spots, but when Bryce Young's throwing to you, I'll uh I'll take a little damper on it.
yeah. I mean, that's what I was gonna say for the
Yeah.
Panthers is comic accurate Wolverine because if Bryce Young is so small and looks like he belongs in high school, I don't know how he's starting, but good luck,
See if we can
Panthers.
do the Wildcats thing from like High School Musical to start an little dance up. I don't know.
Yeah, the
Uh
video of him showing up to training camp dressed like with the backpack and like it looked like he was going to class was just so funny.
that was the caption. He's like, dude, this kid looks like a sixth grader again about to pull up to class right now. Ho! And Nick Senzel's got his dome hit. Uh again, I'm not gonna if they're not gonna get flashy, I'm not gonna get it either with this word association. Boring is gonna be my word with the Saints. Chris Olave might be fine, and Derek Carr will be a nice connection for sure. But overall, again, this is a under the radar, a very underperforming team in a bad division overall. Not very much going on here in New Orleans. Anything with the Saints?
Um, it's- yeah, I mean, they're a bust. I mean, yeah, not too much going on. Their defense will probably be decent because
Yeah,
they're usually good at that. But
there
I
was a
mean,
change on the offensive side, and it's from reports from Derek or from just from straight up from Derek Carr's mouth, saying, I'm in week, which again, I'm like hearing this is crazy. He's like, yeah, I'm like year 10 going into this. I'm like, whoa, holy shit. Uh, didn't even realize where the time goes with Derek Carr, but he's like, yeah, having to learn a new system in some ways. Like it's good, it's fun, it's challenging, but I'm like, whoa, like I don't like it's not it's good that you're confident, but like you're literally having to learn a new system in year 11. That's annoying to some degree. So we'll wait and see. We'll see how that off how the Saints offense rolls. So that'll be something to watch.
for
Uh
sure.
Buccaneers. I'm gonna go with not underrated, but it would probably be in that sort of sense, just like you know, not what it's not
Yeah, I
watch
was gonna
out.
say like optimistic for them.
Yeah, yeah,
They're
positive, just overall positivity, optimistic would probably be the way. I still a tough defense in a winnable division. I know Kirk Cousins comes down to Atlanta. We'll get to them in just a second. But
like the Bucks
uh,
are probably not
yeah,
plus 600 anymore to win the division. They
no.
probably have a way more respect for them after last
Yeah.
season.
You're more confident in Baker. You have still have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin down there, a solidified wide receiver core. Rashard White, and they added another halfback down there for a little bit of help. The offense is there, the defense has been maintained. I think Todd Bowles is a solid coach down there for just even if it's just on the defensive side for them. So Optimistic. I'm still very, very. Oh, again, I'm tough with words right now. It's getting a little late. uh, I'm not completely sold that the Falcons are just like, okay, here you go. Here's the division. You win right away. You need it needs to be stuff needs to get figured out down there still a little bit.
Falcons minus 120 to win the division.
Falcons minus 120. So the heavy favorite, as were
Buccaneers
the
right
Saints
behind
last
them.
year. I think the Saints were minus 120 to win the division. They were like third or fourth. So, or yeah, they were second or third. So yeah, overall optimism for the Bucks. How about what's the word we're going with for Atlanta for the Falcons?
Kirko chains. This is his team now. He's I'm a fan of Kirk Cousins after watching the quarterback show on Netflix like a couple years ago, but I think he's a cool guy. I think he produces on the field every time he's out there. You know, he might not be the
Yeah,
greatest or most flashy quarterback around. He's one of those guys that's going to go out there. He's going to play for his guys. He's very respectable, and he's going to give it his all every week. So I gotta respect that about him, and I think that he'll do a very good job leading a Falcons team that hasn't had a good quarterback in a minute since
yeah.
Matt Ryan, and you know had some pretty bad years near the end. So I think this will be a very vast improvement for them and for their offense in general. I think this will only help Kyle Pitts and Drake London and Bijan and all of these other offensive studs that they have. So I think they're bound for a solid season.
For them not having a good quarterback last year and to be able to, they weren't in contention. They were up right until week 17, week 18 is when they finally fell out of it. But to win 7, 8 games essentially without a quarterback, good for them. I know they had Taylor Heineke pop in there and pop back out, but it was mostly oh geez, the guy that looks like Ricky Starks. Uh I can't remember. That's okay. Everyone for probably forget anyways. Mine for the Falcons is in quotations. Anyone going on a target run? Because that's just Kirk Cousins, a notably big target guy. Yeah, it's gonna be what Kirk does, and heaven forbid he goes down. You will see if that eighth overall pick in Michael Penix Jr. Was the route to go with.
Yeah, that's
So
definitely risky business with that. We'll see how that all turns out.
yes, absolutely. On to the NFC West. I wouldn't say. I mean, kind of. These are kind of more like we know what these teams are going to be for sure. I mean, contenders for sure. Like this might be the NFC champions. I know you're gonna go with your boys in the Green Bay Packers, but realistically, I'm gonna say contenders might be the guys in San Fran. What do we think with the Niners contenders?
Yeah, I mean powerhouse, and they're similar to the Chiefs, where you just
Powerhouse.
know that they're a tough team to beat. They're the team to beat in the NFC. I mean, I think they're better than any team in the NFC. I mean, obviously the Packers are great, but we still haven't beaten the Niners in a in a while in a meaningful game like that in the playoffs. So I really want to see the Packers overcome them and get over that hump. But as of right now, I mean, they're the powerhouse of the NFC, and someone's gonna have to shut them up. And I hope that it can be the Packers sometime soon.
The road to the Super Bowl, at least on the NFC side of things, could be going through San Fran. We'll see how that goes. That's going to be most likely everyone, and we're gonna as the time goes by, we're doing our word association this week. Maybe next week we'll get into a little bit more, maybe a little bit more future, maybe a little more gambling side of things. But we'll wait for sure until a week or two out to give our final picks on the divisions, our final picks on MVP. Any other last second hoorah, Hail Mary home run plays that we're gonna be rolling with throughout the year, so on and so forth. I mean, come Thursday, it's gonna be the last Thursday this is gonna be Thursday every Thursday from here on out. It's gonna be football until 2025. So we're excited. All again, kind of panning back to the Bears and everything. Already saying they're not gonna be having the starters play for the Hall of Fame game, and I'm okay with that. From what I've been told, that field is worse than MetLife Stadium. And again,
Mm.
if you're keeping score at home, kids, that's where everyone likes to tear their Achilles. So I'm good with our guys not going out there and going balls out for this. I don't want to say meaningless. It means something to somebody somewhere, and to the people that playing it, it is absolutely there. Is it a must watch? Not necessarily. But god damn it, we got football back, so enjoy it, baby.
That's how I feel. It doesn't matter if the starters aren't starting or anything. We're back, baby.
We're back.
Come
It's
on.
back. We're back. Football's back. Everything's back. Mini football thrown around the apartment. It's back. Everything's back.
It's back.
Running routes. It's back. Running routes from the kitchen to the front room. It's
Yeah, I
back.
need to get one of those things that they had at the Jags camp where you the big thing where you can try to poke the ball out. Like I need that.
You want me to pull? I can maybe
I
find them in
can
my
run through the
closet.
hallway and you guys like you and Alan can be standing and like try to hit the ball out.
I forgot what they were called, but as long ago, maybe someone can remember. They had these just rubbery, inflatable. They weren't full boxing gloves. They were just like bop'ems, and you looked like the Rock'em Sock'em Robot guy
I
with
do
it.
know those,
We
yeah.
can we can get those, and I'll punch those out. I'll try and punch the ball out as you're running down. I'll try and find those. Oh man.
Perfect. Get me ready for the turkey, Will.
Holy shit. We're still in the NFC West. I don't know where my pen went. Let's go with the Cardinals. Mine will be just a bird's eye view of this Marvin Harrison Jr. connection. I want to see everything and everything that will be the only thing I'm really intrigued about is what is Marvin Harrison Jr. doing that particular week? What are your thoughts or word association with the guy with or just with the Cardinals?
Yeah,
Excuse
I'll
me.
say the same thing. I'll just follow that. I'll say potential
Rookie of the year?
legend,
Question mark.
potential legend in the making. Being a son of a former legend, he's a very good receiver. I always feel like if you're a son or a relative or something of someone in that caliber, I mean, they're gonna obviously teach you everything they know and try to make you just as good as them. So I'm sure that Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be great. He proved in college already how good he is. So he was a top pick in the draft, and I think I'll be very excited to see what he does. Like you said, I'm
100%.
not a biggest Cardinals fan or anything like that, but it will be interesting to see them on red zone all the time and seeing like, oh, is this going to Harrison
Yeah.
Jr.?
At 100%. Yeah, also between him and our the tight end on that ain't too bad. They're down there too. Seattle, you got the Seahawks. I am I really can't make heads or tails of the Seahawks because there's a lot of moving pieces there. I'm not sold on Geno Smith. Haven't really even been so I wasn't really sold on him when he got there. Even when he was doing well, I wasn't completely convinced that would be maintaining, and well, it didn't. They just lost Shane Waldron to the Bears, but still a lot of talent. So this might be the team where the expectation is high, and I don't think they're going to fall through, but it's not going to be the same mentality as like the Cowboys where there's so much hype. I I'll go with, I'll leave it off with Legion of Boom Shadow. Is that possible? Is
Hmm,
yeah, people want the Legion of Boom to come back. It's just
it's not.
it's that gone are the days of that. So it's a new time. DK, Tyler Lockett, what he was the rookie last year. The other wide receiver, uh,
Oh, Jackson Smith,
yeah.
Ninjigba.
Thank you. Uh, yeah, it's gonna be a solid offense. It's gonna be a solid offense. The defense up in the air. Even Kenneth Walker too on the running back side of things.
Oh yeah.
Uh, yeah, it's just Legion of Boom Shadow. What are you rolling with?
Can't think of something for them. They're just like
Again, yeah, they're
they're kind of middle of the pack. Like I
yeah,
don't know. Like this, they're gonna win some games. They're gonna lose some games. Like they're not. I don't know if they'll make the playoffs. Probably won't. But
fringe wild card for sure. They have been that this past couple years. Yeah.
they have players that can get it done. So I'm not gonna fully count them out. Like I'm not gonna say they're a shit team.
No,
But yeah, I think they're right.
especially in
I
the
think they're middle of
NFC.
the pack. Oh yeah, the NFC is way easier than the AFC for sure. So if
Yeah.
you got a
Where
chance.
yeah, where I'm not going to sit here. Obviously, it's going to be tough here with the Niners in there. Unless something catastrophic happens, the Seahawks are going to be vying for a wild card spot. I think they can get a wild card spot over a handful of these teams. Only probably going to be one team coming out of the NFC South again, like last year. Maybe two teams in the NFC East with the Cowboys and the Eagles. Again, it's what the Cowboys want to do that year. So that's one spot right there. That's one spot in the NFC West, and maybe one or two spots taken by the NFC North. Well, that's gonna be the NFC North will be a wild card for sure. It could either be the most competitive or one of the least competitive divisions going on. So we'll see what's going on.
Most.
I hope so. Final one in the NFC West. We'll wrap up there. The Rams. Anything on the Rams?
Oh man.
I'll go with member.
Yeah, remember when we won the Super Bowl and we traded
Yeah,
everything for it?
yeah, exactly. I mean, member Stafford, member, member Aaron Donald. Yeah, I not really
Y-
much going on there. Again, again, it's Cooper Cup and Puka Nakua and Kyron Williams. You got tons of huge offensive names. Just it's really hard to sit there and say, hey, they'll compete when, of course, like I said, they got the 49ers breathing down their neck. Really hard to say that they'll win the division. So yeah, remember?
Yeah. That's I'm just copying you there at this.
That's
I'm
fine.
saying
That's fine. We
that
don't need it.
too.
We don't need to extend it too long anyways. We're getting a little late there. Let's wrap it up here with the NFC North. Let's go with the Vikings. Let's go with the Vikings. Can JJ throw? That'll be that. Maybe we will see. Maybe we will see if JJ McCarthy can throw the ball at the professional level. I say that cynically, but I'm not completely not convinced. I'm sure he can. I don't think he's going to do well. I don't think he's going to do well. I've been very much been on that side. Been very adamant on that. Not just me trying to troll. I just don't. I'm not sold on a guy whose college career is averaging less than 200 yards passing, and it might even be hovering right around 150. So that's not what you're looking for. Again, you can say the character is all good, but I'll leave it at that. So can JJ throw?
Yeah, they're the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Mm.
Because you have the good in Jefferson. Oh my God, I was trying to. You've got the bad and just. I mean, I'm trying to think of something bad. I was gonna say the ugly was JJ McCarthy because he's gonna be terrible. But the bad, I mean, their team I don't think is gonna be the best team. I mean, Justin Jefferson's is the best receiver they got. What
Yeah.
is their KJ Osborne or whatever? They got Jordan Addison. He was had strides, but
Well, yeah, as long as he's,
not speeding.
upholding with the law,
Yeah.
that's a character. That's a high hood factor.
And you get
Uh
Aaron Jones, so have fun with him, but
yeah, yeah.
maybe he's the bad.
He could be. Bad in the
Josh
bone.
Jacobs is the good.
Before we get to that team, let's talk about the Lions though. What's our association with the current NFC North champions?
Broken,
Kneecaps.
bro. I was gonna say broken kneecaps, bite a kneecap. They have just ruthless aggression. That's what they are. They
Grab the
bring it
brass
every
ring, damn
game.
it.
They're gonna bring it to every game and every position, no matter where they are on the field. I love the clips of Amon-Ra St. Brown blocking when he doesn't even need to during some of the games that they were showing, and Dan
Yeah.
Campbell was like, "This is why we love this guy. He's just not. This play doesn't even matter," and he's like put 10 yards down the field trying to push the quarterback, like try to block him. It's like those are the kind of people that you want on your
Yeah.
team. That the dogs, man.
They
That's what
said
they
it.
have.
Yeah, they either said in receivers or I caught it in another interview. They ran it back and they ran it back for a reason with the same team. They believe that they can get it done. And
And
I
Bobby
mean,
Witt Jr. ties the
yeah,
game.
I know. I was
Are
holding
you
I
fucking
was doing my
kidding
best
me?
to hold it. They got 2 hits and they got 2 runs on the day. But yeah, it's just that the Lions did they wanted to run it back. They believe that they can do this. And you know what? Besides just letting off the gas in that NFC Championship game, it could have been theirs. It really could have been a potential Detroit Lions in the Super
It
Bowl for
was the
sure.
call. It's the calls. I mean, and that's why they say they love Dan Campbell
Yeah, no,
for
I
his
did.
ruthless calls, but it, they did cost.
Rewatching that game put me right back in that same spot where I was. It hasn't changed for me. That again, that idea of like, oh, our coach is just so aggressive. It cost you. It really cost you. It cost you everything right there. So,
You got
to
to take the
kick the field goal,
points.
kick the
Yeah,
field goal, dude. What are you doing? Uh, yeah. I know you love it. You trust your guys, and those guys. I don't want to say they drank the Kool Aid on there, but they subscribe to basically anything that Campbell they will put out. So
which
whether
I
that's
guess that
right or
just goes to
wrong,
show what kind of motivator he is.
no,
I was able to
100%.
get the guys behind him.
Yeah, White Sox are blowing it after Jonathan Cannon had just such a nice outing today, but he'll get a no decision, and this guy will get 2 runs scored on him. So that's awesome.
Are you
Yeah, that's
serious?
that's
You're
awesome.
ahead of me,
Oh,
but
I
no, but
apologize.
that's I just saw it right now.
Yeah,
You're like 10 seconds ahead of me.
yeah. I think I'm on the cable. I think you might be on the
Yeah,
YouTube
I am. I
TV.
am.
Oh
Are you
boy, oh
just
boy. See
I
people
had
at
no
home.
words.
You see people, you're streaming all those subscriptions you got. You're behind. See, I get the disappointment first, and then you guys have to get it all after. That's all I have to say on that. Pay your TV bill. We got our final 2 teams here. Let's go with the Green Bay
Jesus.
Packers. What's your word association other than champion for the Green Bay Packers?
That's exactly what I was gonna say. But I'll say all you need is love, baby, because
There you
that's
go.
all they need. We needed Jordan Love. We needed a quarterback. They continue to do it. We have Brett Favre. We have Aaron Rodgers. We have Bart Starr. We have Jordan Love. Bart Starr was before them, but fuck it.
Keep going.
we,
Keep going. Let him cook.
we we get Jordan Love signed, extended, great year. He shows that he can do it. These wide receivers trust him, coaches trust him, defense loves him. That's all we need, man. He's the he's a Aaron Rodgers reincarnated with everything that he's touched, with everything he's learned. He's had many Rodgers mannerisms throughout his games while putting in his own flair in it because he's got to be his own guy, and that's what he is, and he's great at it.
There we
I
go.
can't wait for this season. Last season, I was so optimistic. I didn't know what to expect, but I was still very excited. But this year, I'm going in just head on, like, come on, baby. We're going to beat the Eagles week 1. Like, let's fucking go.
Jamaican me crazy over there with that one. They'll be in there for week 1. Uh I don't know. I'll try and play it off as well as cool as I can, and just also to make the play on words. Will it be love or lust this year for the Green Bay Pack? It will the 55 million a year come back to bite them in the arse, or will it pan out and have a fantastic season, come back, not only be potentially in the end, just on could have been on their way to the NFC Championship game, That's most likely the route. That's what a lot of people are looking forward towards. Even the betting sites have them in within the top 10 for certain things, depending on what you're looking at. So it's very, very optimistic. It's very the upside is high right now for the Packers, and is painful as it is to say that. So you're looking good. Love or lust, and then you're all you need is love. That's good. That's fun. That's what we do here. That's yeah, like that fun here.
Probably the best one I came up with. Of course, it's for the Packers.
Oh yeah. And you want to not? I was doing this, and probably should have been more prepared on the Bears one, but I don't really have like a Bears one. Just it's simply it's gonna be hope. That'll be my word with the Bears. I hope that Caleb
It's
Williams,
something Bears fans haven't had for a while.
yeah, I hope Caleb Williams makes every single denier, hater, even if you made one snarky little comment out of the corner of your mouth one time just to get your Bears fan friend just wild up one time. I hope he makes everyone eat their words. And I hope this claw goes up. And you know what? I'll follow the boy Jesse, our boy Jesse Hernandez. If they win a playoff game, if they get in the wild card, if they do anything, well, I'll paint my nails. If they win a game, I'll get lipstick. I don't care. And then when they go to the Super Bowl, I'll wear a dress. I don't give a fuck. We're gonna win. We'll do this for the Bears. We'll do something crazy. God, put the claw up. It's just nice having just the idea that we can have a good quarterback. It's never you can say Jay Cutler, sure. I missed that boat where I was just a little bit too young, and then he just didn't live up to the hype just yet. There had a can of it on. The hope is the word. There's so much right going on with the offense, and again, I won't waste any more time of who's there. We know who's there. We know what the offense looks like. We know that the Bears defense is hungry. We know that the Bears can do something against some of these teams in the division. A fairly decent schedule, a favorable schedule to some degree. Again, at least in terms of who they play against, where and when it's tough, but that's just anybody's NFL schedule.
For sure.
Hope, hope is the word with the Bears. Do something right, and I don't want to see back to back to back number ones as cool as that might be. Only be number one as long as it's traded for. How about that? That's what I'll be looking forward to. Hope is the word. Mikey, Bears, take it away.
I mean, yeah, I'll also be respectful, but I'm just gonna say bear down. I'll say this is a very exciting year for Bears fans in Chicago alike. I mean, haven't had this much excitement for the team in a while, and yet I feel like fans are still like I can still see people like not fully believing yet because they just have to
Because they've
see
been
it
hurt before.
first. Yeah, you have to. I've seen. I'm not a Bears fan, but my brother is. I've seen it my whole life. I mean, it's been a lot of bad things that have happened with this team, a lot of disappointment. So a lot of quarterbacks. So this will be very interesting to see how this goes. He's hyped up as a generational talent. I mean, this is what you want when you're looking for something like this. They had lucky enough to have the number one pick and be able to get him. So you have to hope, like you were saying, you're gonna hope and pray that this can finally be the year. And week one, hopefully Caleb can go out there for the Bears and put on a show against the Titans and really start to get people talking like this.
Yeah.
This might finally be something here. So I'll say, I'm very excited for what the Packers got going. I think the Bears got something good going, and just makes it only that much more exciting for our division. And it'll just be very fun games instead of just, I don't want, I want to see just the Packers always they're like blowing them out or something. Like I want to see close games between everyone they play. So it'll be very
You want
fun
the shit talk to actually be worth your time.
for
Does
sure.
that make sense?
Yeah, I
Because
mean, I
any
never talk
Bears fan
shit
comes
because I've
because
not,
any Bears fan comes up to you, you brush them off to the side. He's like, bro, you haven't won in 10 years. It's easy. Just there you go, fly off to the side. They start doing something. He goes, okay, all right. Now I gotta give okay, now I gotta get the stat book out. Here we go again. That's what we wanted. That's what we want again. We just want to be competitive.
The Bears do beat the Packers somehow this season, though. I will not hear the end of it. Like that's how it will. That will be the one. That will be the game I'll be watching. Where like I won't. I don't want anybody around. I just like.
Especially if Caleb does just not well, but if he excels and he does like a 300-yard game, it's gonna be like, we got our guy. It's gonna be all you get ready for this. Decades of this, pal.
I can't
Shoes on
imagine
the other
if
foot.
I can't imagine being at AJ's for that.
Oh, here
Like
comes
I
Uncle
would.
Joe.
I would. I don't have words. Like
Uncle Joe and
I'd
Alex
be
just
fucking
teaming up.
fuming. I'd have no backup. It'd be like a
No.
40 on 1.
Yeah, no, where back when again, where you had some slack where we could be like, at ease, we got nothing on our end. We're gonna let you have it if it comes to be. Um,
So good luck to the Bears, but go Pack, baby. I'm always go Pack.
yeah,
I'm not really one for hating. I'm not really a shit talker, but
yeah.
yeah, go Pack, baby.
He, it is true for anyone that is wondering. It's always very respectful. I gotta give you that every single time there, Mikey. Um,
Thank you.
I'll finish off with this just to kind of what you maybe you kind of slightly touched upon it when you were talking earlier. Uh, to any Bears fan that is gun shy and that doesn't want to put their whole ass and put their full commitment into it, fine. I'll let you come back if the Bears are doing well and you want to hop back on the bandwagon. That's fine. For those that were exactly that, we're talking mad shit, and then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, man, Caleb ain't that bad. No, no, you are not allowed in the club. The guys that were there that have been hurt before, you're allowed back in. For those that just want to jump on eventually, no, no, that's where the gatekeeping comes in. So there we go. I know we'll get a whole regime of Bears fans hopefully soon when the Bears do well in any sort of way possible.
Oh
But
yeah.
that's what I say. Uh, yeah, White Sox trying to pull something together here. But as I say, like I said, word association that was fun. We'll look
Oh yeah.
towards maybe some gambling side of things next week. I'll try and preview maybe we do another game, maybe we do something fun. Maybe like an over under on their wins. We'll just blow through something like that. But yeah, before we finish off with some quick SummerSlam preview, Tommy Pham, who just was traded to the Cardinals, hit a grand slam in his first game against the Cardinals.
What?
Yeah, yeah, they just showed that a little while ago on the White Sox broadcast. So I mean, again, I can't say any ill will. It's literally one of those like good. Like I want them to do well. I want them to do well. Please. Like
That's
that's
really
awesome.
cool. I mean,
That's
that's the
awesome.
best thing you could do.
You got
That's
some new
awesome.
juice. You got some new fire right there. That's awesome. Um, so simply we'll do WWE SummerSlam to end this. Quick preview. I don't want to keep you here any longer. We've been going on for a little bit. Kind of like a quick roll up or just like what's gonna be catching our eye. I got one, two, three, four, five, six championship matches confirmed and seven matches in total. Uh, it also can just be as simple as just raise your hand, stop me when you want to talk about a match, or just kind of say your piece. We got Damian Priest and Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Anything on this? Any prediction right here?
Um, I'll say, ah, I love Gunther, but I don't know if it's too early to take the title off of Damian Priest. Um, I'm gonna just say Gunther because I'd love to see him as world champion, but I doubt that's the direction they'll go in right now.
So I'm gonna roll with Gunther, because I think that we kind of previewed this on Bad Karma Wrestling every Friday on twitch.tv/xbomb sports. But we were kind of mentioning that we think that the bloodline, or like, excuse me, the Judgment Day is gonna have their fingerprints all over this pay-per-view, in the sense that Damian Priest might lose. And then out come, Finn Balor and the rest of the Judgment Day to beat up Damian Priest, and then they go solo. And then there's also Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley kind of could go the same route where I think Liv wins, and Dom, expresses his ultimate love for Liv, and then out is Liv becomes basically the leader of the Judgment Day, and outsourced is Rhea. She's done. She's gone. She can do her solo stuff. Same thing with Priest. So that might be the route that we're kind of going with, and I think that might
Hmm.
be the case there. So, Liv and Rhea, anything with that one?
Yeah, I have been seeing that Dom is probably gonna flip to live again. So I do think they're gonna do that, but her being in charge of the Judgment Days, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of the route I was going with. How about Nia Jackson Bailey? Nia Jackson Bailey for the women's
Uh,
championship.
Bailey. I
You
mean,
want you say Bailey? I think they're really liking Nia. I think
you
Nia
think so?
wins. Yeah, I mean from all reports from just behind the scenes, they've been enjoying Nia's matches and been enjoying Nia on the mic as of late. She's not having the worst promos. And I think again that can ultimately lead to not a crazy Nia Jax title run, but it might be a transition championship to either working Bianca Belair back in the world heavyweight title picture or Jade Cargill. So that might be the route right there. So I'm leaning towards Nia. But again, I'm not going to be upset if they stick with Bailey because again, it's just Bailey's Bailey. It's top tier
Yeah.
wrestler in the women's division.
I
Uh,
didn't know Nia was doing so well as of late,
Yeah,
so
no,
I
again,
just
as much as I, do my trolling and just do like, yeah, my Nia Jax bit is the best professional women's professional wrestler. She has been doing well. The BBL Bailey bit
I
from
did see that.
that went viral. That was good. That was funny. Yeah, again, is it groundbreaking 5-star Dave Meltzer got to sit down and watch this matches? No, but having people not get hurt every single match is good too. So that's fine. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, Nia's getting it done. Uh, we got Cody and Solo Sikoa for the undisputed championship. Um, I mean, it'd be I've been seeing these. WWE has a chance to do the funniest thing, in the sense of giving it to Solo right away. But
No.
no, yeah, no way, no how. Cody is the way. I will
And
be
Roman will be back.
exact. That is exactly the next point I was going to make. I would be extremely surprised if we don't hear not only the tribal chief music, but we see Paul Heyman come out and refired back up. He's got his hair all slicked back, all re-dyed, and he looks better than ever.
Hmm.
No more all grayed beard and not sleeping for 4 days or whatever he was doing. Uh, he'll be well rested and waiting for the new bloodline versus the old bloodline, and that storyline will start to commence right then and there. Yeah, are you following suit, Cody? Cody gonna win that one?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool. What about LA Knight and Logan Paul for the United States Championship? What do you got right here for these two guys? Potential show stealer.
I'm gonna say Logan Paul. I
Really?
think I I think I think they really like Logan Paul. I don't know.
They do. That they
I
do.
I think he does a good job at playing the heel, and I know SummerSlam's a big show, and I guess maybe it's just me being out of the loop of WWE kind of lately, but I was gonna say it just doesn't feel important enough, but I don't know about the storyline that's really been going on or anything like that. So I don't really think I'm one to speak for something like that. But I think that I would think that they would keep it on
Yeah, they're
Logan Paul.
no, they're kind of more just going towards the line of like, LA Knight doesn't think that Logan Paul respects this enough type deal. They're going with that kind of storyline. Uh, in my mind, as much as they probably do love Logan Paul, this is one of those things where again, if LA Knight doesn't win this, I mean, that's gonna put a huge damper on any sort of push going forward with LA Knight. I mean, if he loses clean, or even if he loses with the whole like, oh, he hit him with the hand that's half robotic, uh, that's gonna put a huge hole in any. Yeah, like how much more longer can you just roll with that? He needs some sort of gold on him. He needs some
Yeah,
sort of
that's a
hierarchy.
good point.
So they're gonna really miss the boat if they don't give LA Knight the title, at least for my mind. So one of those things where they can't go wrong, but at the end of the day, it would put a huge it would extremely help LA Knight more than it would to keep the title on Logan Paul. So I'll
Yeah,
leave it with that.
that makes sense.
IC title, we got Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn. This is a rematch from Money in the Bank, where again I thought maybe Braun Breaker should have got it then. I
So
think he
now he
definitely
gets a
deserves it now.
uh,
They end not the last Raw, but they've ended Raw 2 times in a row before this last one with Braun Breaker, beating up security and coming back and then laying waste to everybody else that was in the ring. So yeah, you would kind of think that again, and then in that same track of thinking with the LA Knight, if Braun loses this one, he's going to lose a huge amount of momentum going forward. So he needs this way more than Sami Zayn does. I'm going to go
yeah.
with Braun for this one.
I agree. Braun deserves it. He's a beast, and Sammy, he's had a bunch of opportunities. Now it's time to give this new guy a chance to
Yeah,
get some gold and run with it.
and I was very quick back, even a couple months ago, to be just like, is Braun Breaker really the big deal? He's made me eat my words just simply because I wasn't watching, and I wasn't watching NXT. I was just catching highlights, but when I
Yeah,
started, watching, uh, he he moves unlike really anybody else that size. It
yeah,
it is it is crazy. And I know again you've seen the other that very big hype of like, oh, this is a man. He's a manimal. He basically just him running the ropes has made the ring move before, which is again gnarly to think about. Uh,
yeah.
he needs this. Braun needs this. He needs a huge push for the momentum. He needs to get this one.
It's an
Uh,
awesome spear.
yeah, dude. He's I don't even know. He's got like it's literally he's the genetic freak that what he's got the Scott Steiner everything just Scott Steiner and his dad I can't remember, that's okay. I'm always forgetting the names. Rick Steiner, his dad. He's literally just blended between the two of them in the sense that they're genetic freak but just well put together in the ring, can do all sorts of crazy things. It's something special. So I hope they need to put the title on him. I'm sure they might have some other matches, but as of now, these are the six that are there title wise. Maybe a tag team title match, but again, that would be very almost AEW like to get another match added after that. But they have Punk McIntyre with Seth Rollins as the special guest referee. What is your final decision here for Punk and McIntyre?
Man, I want to see McIntyre win.
I know. I want to see him kick
That's
his
what I
fucking
want to
head
see.
off.
Yeah, I mean, they can go either way, whatever they want to do, but I want to see CM Punk lose. Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
I do too. And
All
I've
his
heard,
bullshit still the other night on Raw pointing at the hard cam fans like, oh, there's fans here, like, and the fucking holding his breath so fans to start chanting CM Punk, not talking for the 30 seconds
oh,
and no one
yeah,
saying anything.
that was
Like
a little tough.
it's just like you were just so full of yourself, dude. I hate him. I like
Did you also see the just the quote that came out today that I saw? It was Punk being quoted saying, I never wanted to be like a teacher. I just wanted to be another just a wrestler when I was here. And then just like, bro, no, that's not at all what you said or wanted to do. It's still not what you are kind of doing. He's kind of pushing his way to becoming like an NXT booker. He wants to be a
yeah.
coach there. So I don't know what the whole thing is there. And then I don't want to give into the I don't want to. I'm not even gonna bring up. It's not. That's
He's a hypocrite, and I just hate him. It's just how fast I went from loving somebody so much to hate is insane. It
yeah.
has to
When
be
they show their true
studied.
colors, it's brutal. It's the way it's justified. So as painful as I have it, I think I do have Punk winning just because I don't want it to happen. Uh, I think what the internet is kind of leaning towards, it might be a recreation of, you know, Undertaker versus Bret Hart with Shawn Michaels as the special guest referee, where Michaels hits Taker over the head, Brett capitalizes and, Seth or Michaels doesn't want to do it, but he does it anyways. It might be that exact thing where Punk cracks McIntyre over the head with something, and down he goes. He's going for the pin. He begrudgingly he still does it anyways, and it has to be all pissed off with afterward. So I think it does end up just some herky jerky way like that, where he, of course, jerking off to an old Bret Hart match like CM Punk loves to do. So it might be it could be something like that. Or what we were kind of coming to, or what our my co-host over on Bad Karma was thinking, Double D, a no contest, straight up, just disqualification. Someone gets involved. There's just too
Oh,
much
people would hate that.
interference. Yeah, I know. But it would set up for number two and then potentially number three. But yeah, that would be that.
They've been
Would,
building this up since WrestleMania. It's
I
like,
know. And they've just been stalling only because CM Punk just got cleared like 2 weeks ago. Just medically got cleared. They weren't even sure if he was going to make it now, but he's there by the skin of his teeth. He's set ready to roll for SummerSlam. Uh, but overall, looking at the card, like I said, 6 championship matches with the additional special guests, so everything has a
sounds like
uh
a hype SummerSlam.
Yeah, it is very much a if I were to build that match in, in general manager mode on WWE 2K, like that's probably the route I would have went with just, hey, everything's a specialty match or everything is a championship, everything's this, everything's got a gimmick to it. That's kind of the
100%.
route, but it's good, because we be the wrestling community has been bashing just WWE, mostly WWE for, oh, they're not giving you're only getting 5 matches, and only one of them is worth a shit, ends up
Yeah.
being. So where on the other hand you get basically 12 matches from AEW. Is that desirable? No, but more than half of those matches are going to be good still.
Hmm.
Quality, quantity, whatever you want to say, this, that, and the other. I like wrestling, so I want the good wrestling. That's all I say. SummerSlam is
Yeah.
looking good. I will be watching. We'll trying to meet up together. Oh, I'm sorry. I have a dogs game, so I will not be watching
Nope.
it live, or I might have a tractor pull. I'm not entirely sure. We're
Yeah, I
fingers
was
crossed
gonna
for the
say
tractor
I
pull.
wasn't too familiar with the card, but I'll probably check it out now.
Yeah,
Seems pretty cool.
it'll be one of those two. Where we stayed spoiler free for Money in the Bank. I'm gonna try and do the same thing if I'm not working that day. Try and come home, and be like, all right, guys. I've been off Instagram. I've been off Twitter. Hopefully, no one said nothing to me. Let's go watch some SummerSlam. I'll even watch it in Espanol like I had to last time. That was always funny. Uh, did I tell you
Yeah,
about that?
you said that you don't need to hear the announcers or
Yeah,
anything.
yeah. They're not
Like you said,
wrestling in
the wrestling
Spanish.
is yeah, that's that was
Yeah,
a good one.
like it doesn't make any sense. The only, like I said, the only thing that was the down part is like I had to listen in between for John Cena's retirement, but I get it. I can understand contact clues. Uh, Anything else lingering final thoughts just about anything, everything before we get on out of here?
Uh, no, not really. Excited for football this week, Thursday, Hall of Fame,
Yes.
and yeah, now SummerSlam this weekend. I think it's gonna be a fun rest of the week. So
Hall of Fame game, yes, on Thursday. And there was just one thing, only one final lingering thing. And just didn't get to it all the way at the top of the day, and it was about the Olympics. Uh, the only thing I have been watching or did watch was Team USA basketball against Serbia. Good outing. I'm not going to harp on, oh, Jason Tatum didn't play. Who cares? I don't care. I don't care about these millionaires being mad or upset that they didn't get to play in a game in the Olympics. Whatever. Tyrese Halliburton didn't play. No one seems to be batting an eye, but Jason Tatum didn't play, so we'll freak out. That's not what I'm really focused about. I'm more focused on just the mentality or the just the I don't know. Again, yeah, I guess the mentality or what's been the phrase that keeps being replayed over and over again. I don't want these players on Team USA to fall back on the idea of, oh, we haven't in the Olympics now. It's the most NBA talent that it's ever been on. Oh, we're constantly playing up against NBA guys. Oh, NBA this. Stop. You are the best of the best of the best. You should not ever have that loser mentality of, oh, the dream team only played up against 9 NBA players. We got to go up against 63, 64 NBA players. You are 12. If 12, what? 12 out of you, 15 players on Team USA. Of those 12, 15, you are the top 20 in the NBA. And I'll even be generous, even though Derek White is on the team, Tyrese Halliburton. I don't care. And I don't care that these guys are only playing or are practicing for a week with each other. None of that. Best of the best. Get over it. Get over your ego. If you're ha hoorah, let's go win this for USA, go do that. If it's just as simple as I don't want to be a meme, go win it for that reason. None of that loser mentality. None of that. I'm sick of that. Eh, well, we're playing up against NBA. You're playing up against Bogdan Bogdanovic. That's who you're gonna say is your NBA talent. Yes, you're playing against Team Serbia. You were playing up against Nikola Jokic. Cool. Maybe the best player currently just playing basketball. I'll give you that. But if you're complaining that, oh, we had to go up against, fuck, who's on Team Canada? The guy, Jalen Brunson, or no, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
that's
like Dylan
yeah,
Brooks
Dylan
and
Brooks. That was the name I was trying to feed for. You're trying to say, or Dennis Schroeder on Team Germany is making you sweat in your fucking boots. Are you kidding me right now? Really? That's what you're going with right now. That's going to be the justification if you lose a game, or even if you only win by 5 against some other team, like the whole South Sudan only winning by a point thing. That
yeah.
shouldn't have happened. That's ridiculous. They were 43-point favorites when it came time to close.
Oh my god.
Yeah, when the doors closed to bet on that game, if you could even bet on that game.
That's insane.
Uh, Shout out to Luol Deng. I'll leave it at that. For not having an indoor basketball court, you took Team USA to the final possession. That is crazy. That is awesome. White Sox lose. I that was just my final thought. Is stop with the loser mentality. This is insane. And you know what? It may be going to the whole idea. Maybe let's just get some role players on Team USA. Because I would rather have 5 Derek Whites on my team than, you know, a Jason Tatum, or it's not even them that are really even being the problem. It's really the media that are just blowing everything out of proportion. Should Steve
Yeah.
Kerr have found 5 minutes for Jason Tatum? Sure. Fine. Yeah. But they were also he was also told beforehand, like, hey, some of you, not all of you, are gonna get minutes tonight. It'll make up for it because you'll be played again eventually.
Yeah, I mean
Stop with the loser mentality.
the coaches are doing what they do best. I mean, they
Yeah.
have a great coaching staff. They've got Steve Kerr, Spoelstra, Ty Lue. It's like you gotta just trust the guys that they're putting on
Yes.
the floor. And it's like, sorry that Jason Tatum isn't starting, but you also have guys like fucking LeBron and Steph Curry and KD and all of these other stars that have to have time, like Anthony Edwards, Joel Embiid. You got Bam Adebayo and Anthony Davis. It's just like our team is so beyond stacked. It's like you should just be happy you're even on the team, dude. Like it's just that should be a respect in
Yeah.
itself that you made a team with the amount of good players that are in the US. So I mean, and like you
There's
said,
fragile egos everywhere. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, it's the egos. And he'll get it's like Jason Tatum will get an opportunity to play in this Olympics. It's like he's not going to sit on the bench to play 0 minutes every single game. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah, just in that and that just that whole mentality. Everyone's got to cool out. It's been one game. It was one game. So we'll get that figured out. That was all. That was my only little hoorah Olympics. Get it together, Team USA. That's the only thing that should just be a layup. Pun intended. Literally should be a layup for Team USA to just roll through every single team. It's as simple as that. Uh,
the
so
only
yeah,
team that I think would give the biggest issue is France, but even we should beat them. Like if they got Rudy Gobert and Wemby, so, that's tough interior defense. But I mean, I feel like again, like who else do they have on their team? Like we have so many good players. We should win, no problem,
yeah.
like you said.
Every time, like, I was just watching and getting upset that they were just getting shots off in the paint. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, again, maybe Jordan and Pippen didn't play against the best of the best when they were against in the Olympics, but they didn't let teams they didn't let them do anything. They shut them down. Like it's insane. So just having that mentality of like, if anyone even comes in this paint, like that's unacceptable. Like that's worth a lap. I don't know, whatever these guys are doing. If they do still do,
Push-ups.
yeah, push-ups, or if they still do ladders or whatever. That's one of those. Like that's crazy. Like, a shot attempt should be seen as a negative. That's my mindset. Again, if that's asking too much, I don't know. That's just me. Go Team USA in every sort of way. Go and no substitute for sports in every sort of way. Go follow us, like, subscribe everywhere else. We love you, we see you, we enjoy you.
Woo.
Alan, thank you for taking your notes. Troy, thank you as well for making sure Alan takes his notes. Give him some notebooks and everything else in between. Mikey, always enjoy having you. Thank you for your time, as always.
Always.
And we're gonna do this again. Let's roll this back. Let's do it again next week for season 2, episode 2. We're rolling out. Peace out. We'll see you next week. We love you. Bye bye.